Hey there everybody, this is an update to my Assassin PvE guide that I have, and this is basically showing you my ability page, my non-chains that I use now, and how I slotted my Sapphires into the points. So first and foremost, as most of you know, mark damage has changed, and now it applies correctly. So you see those damage numbers. You probably would have never done that much damage before on a 5 mark. You probably would have done as much damage as you would do on a 1 mark now. So that's really good. And what that basically did is, in my last video I was saying Pierce, the damage wasn't reliable, but now it's reliable. See, look, that was a 1 mark, 10k. If you remember in my other video, I did a 5 mark and it was a 10k. So now you actually multiply correctly now, which is really nice. So I'm just here to show you how I spent my Sapphires and why I spent my Sapphires this way, and my non-chain skill, why I took Planned Murder. So basically, I'll start with non-chain skill. I took Planned Murder because what you want to do on every boss, you start in a Poison stance, you pop Planned Murder, and then you just pop Pierce, and then you immediately go into the rotation. Into Assassinate and start stacking your Poison. See, your Poison will stack really fast. And you stack a Armor Break for your party also. For your Zerker and Ranger. This really helps your Zerker and Ranger. See, you get 4 sometimes. You can keep 4 constantly up. So that's really nice. And you get the 60% damage for your whole party. So let me show you how I spend my Sapphires now and why I spend it this way. Assassinate tree, increase critical hit rate. Of course, critical hit rate is good. Switching into that, we'll have your Pierce and your Fatal Blow crit in the rotation. I go crit damage, cooldown, and then damage. So Shadow Dance can do a ton of damage. And I'll show you in the rotation how much damage it really does. Mutilate, I don't do anything into this. I don't think you need to. I mean, you can go skill damage if you want, if you have a lot of extra Sapphires, but you want to get what I have first, at least, and then start experimenting. Hack, I get increased amount of Malevolence every time I use it. And then Hidden Blade, this is still being tested. I have no clue if this increases the physical defense reduction by 10%. But we'll find out. I feel like it does, but I don't think it really does anything. So you don't really need to put points here, but you definitely need the points here. I guess you can spec this out and put the points into here if you would like to. If you feel like you need more Malevolence, but with this you shouldn't need any more Malevolence gain. You should just be top 100 Malevolence all the time, pretty much. Shadow Slash reduces Malevolence consumption. Swoon, give you Malevolence back, and then Massacre. See, this is really good for when the damage gets when the boss gets below 30%, because this skill will do 40% extra damage, and you're pretty much using the skill every time a 4 mark. Sorry about that. Somebody. Now for Invenom stance. So Invenom stance, you don't really need much points in anything. As you saw before, I had a lot of points like everywhere. I was testing stuff out, but this is what I find to be the best. 2 points in here, minimum. I think you need 2 now. I said you don't need. I said before you didn't need any, but I think you need 2 now to always get 19 to 20 stacks. So that's a 60 or 57% damage for your whole party and yourself. You don't need anything in Bloodshed anymore. You don't need this because you're only in Invenom for a short amount of time. All damage in Massacre, all damage in Pierce. That's a must. Shadow Slash, you don't need anything. I have Fighting Power and Fatal Blow. An Ambush, and then Fatal Blow damage. That's the same. So, having all of this, you pretty much do the same rotation over and over again, and it's always up. You don't have any downtime. You can just spam the skills over and over and over again. So, I'll show you the rotation now. This is what the rotation will look like. I'm going to show you what it looks like from the start of a boss fight to pretty much throughout the whole entire boss fight. So give it a few seconds for that to come back up. Alright, here we go. This is what the rotation would look like. So you get 20 stacks. So you want to stack your marks at the 2, and then you want to Shadow Dance. You do so much damage. Then you want to go right into Massacre, then switch into 6 Chain Pierce. And then Fatal Blow right after, and then when you do Fatal Blow right after, you get the crit % chance. And then you do a Vortex, and then boom, you switch right back to Assassinate. And look at your Malevolence. It's just up there the whole time. Just at 100 constantly because of the points and hack. So you can just spam. Get your stacks up for your party and yourself, and just do a bunch of damage. See, like 57%. You get 57% to 60% almost every time. Massacre damage is really nice. And you know Pierce damage is fixed now, so you'll be doing tons of damage. And then Vortex just for damage over time. You can do Poison Dare, but I prefer Vortex. I think Vortex is much better, especially if you're doing it on a boss. Because it hasn't been proven that the Poison and Invenom counts towards the party stack for 6% damage. Oh, I kind of messed up. Sorry about that. But yeah, that was rotation. Don't do that last part. You want to do this Shadow Slash into Swoon into that, and then 6 Chain Pierce. So yeah, and that's pretty much it for the update on the video. That's pretty much use Plan Murder only at the beginning of the fight of every boss fight. Smoke Screen, go immune, just in case you mess something up. Execution time. I take execution time still. I guess I would pop it now to apply stacks faster, because you go super fast. You get 20% acceleration, less cooldown time, all that good stuff. Just apply stacks faster. But you don't really need, like, honestly, as Assassin for PvE, you don't really need non-chain skills. The only one you need is really Plan Murder and, of course, Shadow Charge to dodge. That's pretty much all you need. Here, I'll show you what I spend non-chain. This is a Plan Murder. You definitely want the stacks, 100%. You want the, if you do go execution time, you get the acceleration. A lot of people have been going Swift Stride. So Swift Stride is pretty good. You could go the fighting power to get extra fighting power. And then what would this be if you have that? This would be 60 seconds minus 20 seconds. This would be 40 seconds. So every 40 seconds you have increased fighting power by 15%. That's pretty good too. You could go this instead of execution time. It's preference. If you want to do more damage, you go this. If you want to do poison stacks faster and mostly get 20 every, like, I don't know, 75 seconds, you can go execution time. Smoke Screen I take just as a failsafe, just to go stealth, just to go immune. Also, sometimes mobs get really hairy, like the Soul Breakers and MTE. They get really scary, at least for me, because if you get in the AoE of one crit me today for like 10k, I was like, oh damn. And then if you get 2 of them, if you get stuck in between 2 of them, then you're just dead. And then of course, dodge roll. Ability page, like I said in the other video, yours will probably look like this, since I know a lot of you like dungeon points. I only care about damage in a party to make dungeon go faster, but I know a lot of people like this extra dungeon points, so you can just go this. And then you can start working your way back up to crit damage with when you get more barrels by doing your royal quests. But yeah, I just use straight damage because I just like damage a lot. And that is pretty much it for PvE. That's everything updated. And yeah, there's nothing else to watch. I have to thank Nick, Kaneki, Ken. He's the one who figured out pretty much the last part I was doing, because I had a skill reset scroll on Tuesday. I was like, damn, how can I make this where it doesn't take malevolence? And this is pretty much the best thing we found out. The 2 in hack, and then everything in Swoon and Shadow Slash will ensure that you don't waste malevolence. This is really good. So you always have enough malevolence to do everything. And you know, always 6 Chain Pierce, do your damage, and that's pretty much it. So that pretty much wraps up my PvE video. And I hope you guys test this build out, find out what you like, make improvements to it, and